You can describe what you're seeing if you want.
I'm watching some old people have sex in a very red room.
Mm-hmm. Anything changing?
The woman is now telling him to worship her, and he looks very confused. She may be possessed at this point. She's definitely evil. Bilquist is apparently her name. Pretty sure she's not got red lips, but yeah, okay. She may also be possessed at this point. I assume this is an 18.
What's happening?
So she's having sex, and she's... At the moment it looks like she's giving birth to him, which is a bit weird. That was an odd shot. She's like... I'm pretty sure she's getting bigger. Okay. Reverse birth is what has just happened.
There you go.
Ah. So that was an interesting video.
Hello, welcome to One Watch. This is recorded straight after. If this has worked, then there's a reaction video of Tom reacting to a scene. That was American Gods, Tom.
Yeah.
That was American Gods. That woman, Bilquist is in the Old Testament. She's the Queen of Sheba.
Okay.
If you've heard of Sheba, everything fine and luxurious, and like, I think she's one of those old kind of gods that like the Bible came and went, you're shit, so we'll put you in it because enough people believe in you that we want them to convert, but we'll make it so you're probably a prostitute or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's been a while since I've read my Old Testament, but it's usually prostitutes or stubborn people. Yeah, that was American Gods. What do you think of that, Tom?
That was an interesting scene.
An interesting scene.
Yeah.
A naked black woman swallowed. That's actually Bill Murray's brother. Well, one of his brothers. Yeah. Yeah. Swallowed him through her vagina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or as he put it, her cunt.
And that's not. Well, yeah. Language.
Well,
We've
the
hit
language
18
is
now.
there now. It was already 18.
Well, could have edited in or out.
Yeah.
You could beep that, but I'm not going to. People get us raw. That's how this goes. Yeah, you're wide-eyed. You're not sure what to make of that.
That was... I don't know why that... There's no context for that scene.
Great.
It was like... It was already a pretty graphic sex scene.
Okay.
And then it became something else.
Right. Okay. American Gods.
Yeah.
It was a book. You ever heard of Garth Ennis?
Yes.
Right. Garth Ennis is like your comic book creative. You might have heard me mention because he did some Preacher stuff.
Yeah.
And he did like
works.
Sandman.
He works with another guy that he always works with, I believe.
Yeah, there's the DeMarco guy that he always, I think he's DeMarco, something like that. That was his animated guy, and they produced some amazing stuff back in the day. And there's Sandman. He wrote a book called American Gods. It's really pretentious and impenetrable, but if you get through it, it's a pretty crazy story about how if people believe in a deity, it comes alive. So where are you going to get like a cauldron of beliefs? What country probably has more beliefs than any other?
America.
Yeah. So everyone who went to America that believed in different gods created those gods, but they created their version of those gods. So there's like there might be a Scandinavian god that's both in America and another form of it in Scandinavia, and they might be completely different in character because an immigrant's like outlook and character is going to be different than a normal. But there are also new gods. So in the first one, you get the fucking prick technology. If you read the book, you fucking hate technology. In episode 2, they did media, and media they did brilliant. You ever heard of I Love Lucy? Really, really old. Like,
Yes.
yeah. Like, the main guy, I'll get into the story and premise and stuff, just looks at a TV screen and it's I Love Lucy, and then have Gillian Anderson as I Love Lucy starts talking and starts saying, like, all those people just looking you in a screen. They even have little screens. They stand next to each other. They don't talk to each other. They're looking at that screen. They even have little screens so they can look at the little screen instead of looking at the big screen instead of talking to each other. Way better than Lamb's Blood. And it's like there's this sort of new gods, old gods kind of little feud going. And it's visually, like, it's filled with crap like I just showed you.
Yeah.
I remember the book never bothers fucking explaining anything that's going on. You just, like, halfway through it's just, oh, this is why this happened, da 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 da. And I remember watching it back, like, I'm remembering bits, and I don't want to spoil what they are because there's only 2 episodes out, but it's American Gods. So do you want the premise? Do you want the actual premise?
If there is one.
Okay, there's a guy. He's called
Yeah.
Shadow. He is a British actor who was in Hollyoaks and was in Dream Team, who can do a pretty good American accent.
Was he in the 100 as well?
I don't know.
I don't
He's
know if you
a
got
bald-headed black guy.
Yeah, I think I know.
Could
Who it is.
be. Okay.
Right.
Right. He's in jail. He gets let out of jail because he gets let out a little bit early because his wife died, and she died in a car accident, and he goes to go to the funeral basically, but he can't really get on the airport and stuff. And then he sees a guy who acts like an older guy who's very, very confused, played by Ian McShane, if you know Ian McShane. Sparrow, Head Sparrow. No, the Hound in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You know, he joined that religion.
Yeah.
Ian McShane was the head guy in that religion, but he's in tons of shit. It's Ian
Yeah.
McShane.
Well, as you recognise, but not
Yeah,
necessarily.
yeah. And like Ian McShane like acts like a doddery old guy and gets let on the plane for free, and then Shadow like gets onto a plane, and it turns out to be the same plane, and he's in like business. He's in like poor class, and then this lady's like, "You need to take a seat," and he's like, "I will if you can show me a seat." He ends up being upgraded to first class, where he sat next to Ian McShane, who's now not a confused old guy, but he's actually very, very smart. And it's like, you just got to know how to play it. And he starts pouring a drink, and an air stewardess comes on and goes, "Sir, I'm not supposed to let you drink in here." And he goes, "But you're going to, aren't you?" He's like, "What?" He goes, "If you weren't going to let me drink, you'd say, 'Sir, I'm going to take your drink away.' You said, 'Sir, I'm not supposed to let you drink,' meaning you are going to let me drink, you're just not supposed to. Off you go," and get him one too. And then basically says to the Shadow, like, "I'll get you to your wife's funeral, but you have to work for me." And that's it. And it's not like a coherent story. It's like, it's almost a road trip across America. So you get Irish, and that takes the form of a leprechaun, which makes sense and does eventually makes sense in the book. The leprechaun was played by I want to say Pedro Schreiber. He was Nico Sobotka in The Wire season 2 and Porn Stash in Orange Is the New Black. And he plays like a big burly leprechaun guy. I really, really like what they did with him. And obviously that's a fight. In episode 2, Peter Stormare! Oh, Peter Stormare! Right, you will know Peter Stormare. He's the crazy guy. He played Lucifer in Constantine. He played a crazy cosmonaut. He just turns up. He's like the Nick Cage of character actors. Like, you're never quite sure how good he is, but you can't not watch him. He's fucking crazy. He's brilliant. He turns up in 2 as Shonobog, the black god of Slavic culture. And there's all like... So there's that going on, and then there's the new gods, like I said, like technology and media, and it's kind of building around sort of a feud. Ian McShane's character is called Mr. Wednesday because that's his day, and that's my only clue I'll give you to his identity. It's pretty obvious if you watch, and it's not like it's a spoiler if you figure out which god he may or may not be. And yeah, it's just, it doesn't take its time explaining, so it's just random scene after random scene, and it's dead up its own arse, but it's really, really well done at the same time. Like, it's an hour that goes quick. You know, it's almost a Twin Peaksy vibe of you don't feel like you're meant to understand it all. I can't say it's been as funny as Twin Peaks, and there's bits where characters are emoting and you just don't care for the emoting. But what I like is it takes its fucking time. So you know that I Love Lucy scene I was telling you about with Gillian Anderson? That's Shadow, the main guy, looking at her on a TV screen. That lasts like 5-10 minutes. Just their combo, and like she's clicking in and on screens, and they have like she's just like, "Come on, Shadow, I'm not going to hurt you. Technology might want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. I just want to, I'm just immediate." Like, I'm everywhere, I'm great, you know, kind of thing, and it just goes on, like, long combos. Everyone takes their fucking time with the scenes, and I really like that. It feels like, because it's a series, they've cut no corners.
Yeah.
I remember the book being really dense, and pages of, like, long conversations and people hinting at who they might be, but not. And it features the Queen of Sheba absorbing a man into her vagina.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is the scene you saw. That's American Gods. That's what I've started watching.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your turn.
So I started watching this anime called Trigun.
Okay. Trygon?
Tri.
Trigon.
Yeah.
Mex?
No.
Oh, shut up.
Trigun.
Trigun. Gon. Gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is it's about a guy called Vash the Stampede.
Vash the Stampede.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to take a talk on my e-cig. I'm going to apologise for the noise. Vash. Vash.
Yeah.
The Stampede.
The Stampede. With a...
Stampede.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a $60 billion double dollar bounty on his head.
A $60 billion double dollar.
Double dollar.
So
That's
120 billion.
Well, I think double dollar is just like what they call their money. I think it's just $60 billion. Okay. But it's double dollar.
Where's this at?
It's like a western.
Right.
I am pretty sure it's set on another planet.
Okay.
But it's like a dead planet type thing. Like
okay.
Sand planet-y thing.
A desert planet.
But it's like very westernized mixed with like...
By westernized, do you mean Western Europe as we know it from geography, or do you mean like Wild West?
Wild West.
Wild West,
yeah.
Right.
And yeah, it's basically this guy that doesn't want to kill people, but he's got a massive bounty on his head. And it's anime funny. Like, it's over the top bits. They do a lot of like the facial expression stuff that they do and things like Full Metal Alchemist and
I know that.
And it's basically following him around along with two women that are from an insurance company. That their job
insurance company.
Yeah, their job is to find him first and then follow him around to limit the damage that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's this evil, horrible person, as far as everyone is concerned, that destroyed an entire city. But he's not. And he's basically, like... You could say he's really unlucky or really lucky.
Right.
And as he goes through, he is skilled, you think. I don't know. Still not 100% sure on that. But he's like a joke. And at first, like, no one even believes that he's Vash. Like, this, because, like, Vash is this legendary person with this massive bounty on his head. And, like, there's a whole, like, the first episode has this whole thing of, like, all, like, different rumours of what Vash looks like. So, like, different people are going after different people.
Yeah.
And there's, like, a whole little bit, one bit where you've got, like, two different bounty hunters. They're after Vash. But then they start thinking each other is Vash. And, like, he just sort of escapes in the middle of it and tries not to kill people. Well, doesn't kill people. Yeah.
Does he have, like, he's quite a jokey character and then occasionally he goes serious?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that trope. That's one of my absolute favourite. You find it's done best in anime.
Yeah. And they put, like, all the sort of the classic tropes are him. He's the perverted guy.
Yeah.
He's the idiot.
Yeah.
He's the lucky guy. He's the clumsy guy.
Yeah.
And he's the badass.
He's Naruto.
Yeah.
He's Naruto.
Has the spike hair and everything. Yeah.
Right.
All the classics. And yeah, like, it's sort of episodic, but the characters, like, through the series, like, they make sense in what they're doing. You do occasionally have, like, mini jumps where you're not entirely sure if it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
so it's like episodic, but there's season-long arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Doctor Who, where there's, like, the long-term, this will conclude at the end of the season, and then there's, like... So are there like bad guys and you get scenes of them saying things and you know it's building to mysteries and stuff?
No, like all the bad guys seem to be one or two episodes.
Right.
But like his journey and like people's interactions with him are like longer arcs. And yeah, it's fun. It is like I think it's an old anime. I'm not 100% sure on that because it's only recently come onto Netflix. So either it's like a more recent translation or they've just done it in the old style. It's all hand drawn. It's not got any of like the CG stuff put into it or anything like that. Really nice style to it. And it's just a fun anime.
Cool. And you watched it dubbed or subbed?
Subbed. No, dubbed. Default was dubbed. I don't know if it has a sub. As I say, I don't know if it's a new or old one. Yeah, it's just fun. It's only one season with 26 episodes. I don't know if that's the whole thing because I've not finished it yet.
Okay.
Or if that, as I say, it might be that actually it's a newer thing that's done in the old
style.
But yeah, it's just another fun
silly anime
that is worth watching. It has a very sort of Cowboy Bebop feel to it at times, which I really like. Cowboy Bebop.
Still haven't watched it. Still need to watch that. Right. So being anime, there's obviously a few questions.
Yeah.
One, what's the intro like?
The intro music is great.
Okay.
Not sure about the video. Can't actually remember much about the video of it.
But the music.
Sets the pace.
Animes have a strong, their intros are always very hype.
Yeah. Definitely got the hype intro.
Good.
Yeah. Any other?
2, how well-rounded are the female characters? Because stuff like Full Metal Alchemist, Psycho Pass, Nicer Sidonia has spoiled me on regularly proportioned women. So when I find anime where not just like you have the big boobed character, that's fine. Like Lust in Full Metal Alchemist has a massive boobs and it makes sense. But when every character is disproportionately like boobed up, sexualized, wearing skimpy stuff, it kind of is. It's become to the point where it grates on me. Not ingratiates, it grates on me because I'm so used to anime that's accessible that I can watch with my girlfriend now. And we don't have to feel like this was catered for me and she's liking it. She's liking a boy thing, you know?
Right, the two insurance people above women, they have their like proportions, but they're not like sexualized proportions. They're not really sexualized in any way. Which they sort of have the thing of like being treated like guys to a degree at times and stuff, which I don't know if that works or doesn't for that sort of thing. You do have, at least in the very early episodes, you do always have like one girl that's not sexualized but like Vash the pervert style, like he's in love with this girl type person. I can only think of one of them that like seems sexualized.
Okay.
But then she's actually a bad guy and sort of a bad guy. And she's actually really smart, and it's all sort of
okay.
So yeah.
My third one. How far into it are you?
I'm about just over halfway.
Cool. So you said like there seems to be like story long arcs as well as it's episodic.
Yeah.
Are these characters progressing and changing?
Yes, and you're finding more out about them.
Right. Okay. And because like my favorite animes now, Nicer Sidonia, Full Metal Alchemist, etc. They progress their characters, and I struggle now when I watch things like Dragon Ball because their characters don't progress on that level.
Yeah, they don't progress quite on that level.
Right.
They sort of progress, but as I say, like they can't do time jumps a little bit, so it's almost like your outlook on them progresses rather than actually the characters progress.
Right. Oh, it sounds good. Yeah. Like I'm not. None of those are deal breakers. Oh, it's shit. If you just have like over exaggerated female features, or female. Would you call boobs a sex organ? No. Exaggerated female curves. Yeah. Then it doesn't necessarily make you a bad anime. It's just something that I find I don't. It literally now distracts me because I've gone from like watching stuff to watching the really good stuff where it didn't do that, and I was like, you were amazing and you didn't do that, which makes you more amazing. Oh my god, how many of you just draw these generic giant boobs? Fuck you. Like, you know, the character progression is just I find like a 10 episode anime like Knights of Sidonia could have actually been episodic even though it wasn't, and I'm fine. But when it's like 20 something episodes, I need to see my characters. I need to feel like I'm getting some of a story and I'm not just being sold. It's not just a bill of sale where actually all I've bought is the same story 26 times. Which some animes are massively guilty of.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I'm sort of
finding out.
Yeah,
you're halfway through,
that,
so you know it might.
At the beginning, it's very much that.
Yeah.
But I think that was building his character.
Yeah.
And now it's telling you more of his backstory stuff. So I don't know if now it's going to actually sort of try to round out and explain shit.
Yeah.
Or if it's just they got bored.
Fair.
And the other stuff.
And the intro I only asked because I obviously am a massive collector of music, and when I like get my anime intros, like say the other day I was walking and Psychopaths, the intro came on and I was like, oh, I forgot how fucking hyped this song is away from the anime. And that's one of the things I really like about anime compared to a lot of TV shows, even like really great TV shows. The Wire is a notable exception because it's the best thing ever made. Like even something like Breaking Bad, which I recently went back through, and we could go talk about Breaking Bad if you want after this. But I couldn't put that on my iPod and enjoy sitting listening to it. Whereas most animes, I will enjoy listening to the track. Yeah. This is just why, and that's not a fucking deal breaker. You could have a terrible intro song, and if your anime is good enough. Ironically, one of my favourites ever is Cowboy Bebop, only because you showed it me, and I think it's got horns and shit, and jazzy. And
it's such an amazing intro.
Yeah, I've still not watched it. I keep forgetting it exists, and then you occasionally you compare some to Cowboy Bebop a lot, and I'm like, I really should watch Cowboy Bebop. I really should check that out.
Yeah.
Fair. Trigun on Netflix.
Yeah.
Cool. American Gods is on Amazon Prime, just for the record. Or it's on Amazon and my girlfriend's Prime, so we watched it on Prime Video. Cool. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about you watched or watching or...
There's some stuff I'll probably talk about bits with you off this, and then when I finish them, come back to them.
Are there 13 reasons why you don't want to talk right now? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. How far into it are you?
I am... I think it's take 3 part 2.
Oh, that's a good part. No, I would be saying that no matter where you were. I really, really like that show.
Cheerleader.
Oh, cheerleader.
Not Jessica. The other cheerleader.
Hang on.
Nice girl.
Black or white?
Black.
Party?
No.
Okay.
Nice girl. Help with English homework.
Oh.
He doesn't know she's on the tapes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm with you. So it's not her tape.
No, he's not on her tape yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm with you on that. And you're going with Better Call Saul as well. Yeah. You've got the latest one to watch at the time of broadcasting. I went for Breaking Bad. Yeah. Because we watched Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul is the prequel to Breaking Bad. And it's not just about Saul, it's about Mike. Yeah. Mike Ehrmantraut, if you watch Breaking Bad, becomes like this incredible... He's like your in another film, his character would be portrayed by like... Oh, shit. Okay, my mind's a bit... You'll understand, my mind's a bit fucked. Who's the guy from Taken? Liam Neeson. Yeah. He would be your Liam Neeson, your 50-year-old, like, dad to granddad that's capable and can do everything. Yeah. That's Mike in Breaking Bad. Yeah. And Better Call Saul, like... I think they realised we need more than just Saul's character and quirky lawyer hijinks, especially as they've gone for really interesting. Saul was a good lawyer brought into crime rather than Saul was just a straight up sleazy criminal. He was a trickster. But so they brought Mike in, and obviously Mike leads to a character called Gus, who, if you watch Breaking Bad, is a villain that comes into it. Yeah. That's like, I've showed you scenes from it. I love villains. Like, I love my out and over the top villains, I love that. But I love my businessman villains. They're really fucking scary and capable, but they don't seem it. You know, they hide in plain sight, and they're so hard to track because they're so meticulous and careful.
Perfectly nice guy that is actually a complete psychopath type. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, because I can't, again, mine's a bit today, off the top of my head, but I know there's other shows where I've seen that. One that it's slightly overdone, but The Mayor in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
You remember the mayor? He was like this charming, folksy kind of guy,
Yeah.
and then but you get, I think it's in like the second episode of that season, you get like he's eating spider monsters, and just actually he's the big fucking bad, and he's so cheery. His was a cheery persona, whereas Gus's is more like a polite middle manager persona. So I was like, I'm always Breaking Bad, but Breaking Bad is incredibly slow. So I'm going to start when Gus comes in, and I'm just going to watch from there, and I'm going to skip like boring characters because I watched it before and I know who goes nowhere. Finished it in about 3-4 days, and that wasn't through like I was binge watching it non-stop. It was just, if you just focus on, I'm going to watch this story arc, and if this arc grabs me, I'm going to focus. Yeah. You skip a lot of Breaking Bad. Yeah. Like half of Breaking Bad, I would say it might be necessary at the time to help build the pace, but it's unnecessary from a story point of view.
Yeah. It's like the additive stuff around the story.
Yeah, it's the like, character flavour, the quirkiness.
Yeah, like a lot of it is the actual story of what happens doesn't need those characters, but those characters are what makes what happens matter.
Yeah. I know it takes its time, and it's much better for doing that and going like, if you're interested, you'll stay, and if you're not, go away, because we're not going to rush this, and it is better for that. Except I think the worst episode in the whole entire franchise is the penultimate episode to the final. So like season 4 or 5, episode 15.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't do its job. It leaves the finale way too much to do, so it has to jump over things. Like I said, there's one scene missing at the end, but this isn't a Breaking Bad spoiler thing. But the other thing, like Breaking Bad was talking about being slow and stuff. My girlfriend, she's now like, she started watching Breaking Bad, but she didn't continue with it. And I think one of the reasons might be before she started watching it, 3 times, not once, not twice, but 3 times, she watched. There's one episode, and it's 2 characters in a laboratory trying to catch a fly. And it's literally a bottle episode, but you just call it the fly episode. Yeah. Like it's the where the budget was saved. The first time, it just happened to be the episode I was watching, and she came around, so she watched it with us. Second time was my housemate started watching it, and my housemate described it as the episode began, and there was a big, massive grin on my face. And then he said about halfway through, he started realising nothing was happening, and he turned to me, and I was just looking at him with that big grin, and he just went, "Is this the whole episode, them trying to catch that fly?" And apparently I just went, "Yeah." And just turned to the TV screen. My girlfriend was just like, "Yeah." And then there was another housemate that we did the same thing to, just because it's just like a terrible... It's not even a bad episode, it's just so fucking boring.
It's a fun episode. It's actually kind of a funnish episode for what it is, but like, compared to everything else in Breaking Bad, it's just pointless. Like, it should be like at most like a scene in an episode, not a whole episode.
It's 2 really well established characters, so, and it comes in season, I think, 3 or 4, so there isn't any need for it. Like you don't get any revelation from the characters by watching it, but also it is plunk in the middle of several very well built story arcs that are all heading towards conclusions, and it just plunks itself in the middle. And like step back, you have to respect again the pacing and Vince Gilligan or Gillihan,
one of the 2,
the series writer, for having like the confidence, and by this point like Breaking Bad was a phenomenon anyway, but the confidence to say, I'm going to do this, we're going to save budget here, I'm going to put it in the series here, I'm not going to even like half measure a phone call or something, I'm going to progress no fucking storyline, I'm just going to do a fly episode. And I'm going to deliberately make you wait a week to find everything out. I remember Lost tried to do something similar once, and they just had 2 characters that you occasionally seen in the background, and they had diamonds, and by the end of the episode they died. And then you went on, and the next week it caught up with all the storylines from the week before, and it was terrible. Like, it was a fucking terrible episode, and it, like, Lost was so guilty of being pointless that it was, like, you couldn't forgive it for that. Yeah. Breaking Bad, you can forgive it for that, but the fly episode is fucking pointless. Yeah. And again, I can respect it when I go back, but it's like, skip that one. Fuck that. I'm not watching that again. Yeah. Yeah. I know Breaking Bad just got into that. Better Call Saul, I am really enjoying Series 3. I think Better Call Saul was very slow. First season sort of didn't grab me, but I did enjoy bits. Yeah. Second season started to grab me, and you'll know what I'm talking about here. It's when the main character Sol starts wearing coloured suits.
Yeah.
I'm not going to explain why or any of the context because it's theory, but when he starts wearing colourful suits, it gets going.
Yeah.
And then I think like series 3 really went, right, we've found our pace, here we go. And it's done really, really well. For a while though, it was held together by Mike Scenes. Mike Ehrmantraut, the granddad who can do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best characters in both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Well, obviously the best character in Better Call Saul, but even in Breaking Bad, he's easily one of the best characters.
Right. Breaking Bad, it's amazing. Okay, so you have a wife character, and I would say to begin with, she's good as like the happy housewife, but then gets very boring for a very long time, and then has like a nice. She becomes a bit more interesting towards the end. You have a son character who's disabled, and I'm not sure what his disability was. I know it's physical and speech, but it's mentally he's full capacity. I'm not gonna, but I know the actor has that actual condition. I know the actor has that actual condition, and that character should be fascinating. And he's incredibly boring. There's a sister-in-law who's incredibly boring, even though she's a kleptomaniac. Yeah, or has kleptomaniac tendencies when she's stressed. But then around that, you have a brother-in-law sergeant who's slightly overweight and slightly racist and unsafe with his humour. Fucking amazing. You have the main two characters, Walter White and the junkie guy, Jesse. Fucking amazing. Yeah. You have so many rich like bad guys and characters. There were so many good characters in Breaking Bad compared to like so many other shows. Like it's not quite the Wire level because the Wire had like a cast of 100 and all of them you can point to and go, that scene, this guy, that one, da 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 da.
There's something about almost every character
in the Wire. And that's down to like the amazing casting they did of like, okay, you were really criminal. Come, you're gonna do this, right? This person was the real Avon Barksdale. You talk to him. You know what I mean? But it's like the Breaking Bad has some really fucking great characters, and amongst them, certainly like Mike is there, and Sol is an amazing the shyster lawyer is fantastic, and I love that he's like in Better Call Saul you do kind of find out why he's Sol, but he's like, my name isn't even Saul Goodman. Like that just impresses like the criminals. They just get impressed if they think you're Jewish. Like that's like such a good character. Such a good character. Yeah, we might have just twittered on and not actually achieved anything with that bit of the video. Anything else you want to talk about you've watched or anything?
No.
Fair. That's it then. We're done.
So you.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I feel this was a strong intro where Tom watched a man get sucked into a woman's vagina, pushed into a woman's vagina. And it's probably ended a bit flatly with just a Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, trying not to spoil but also talking.
But you should watch both of those things.
You've watched them all?
Yeah.
Pushed in the vagina. In the context of American Gods, I would suggest watch it. I wouldn't say Google man pushed into vagina and see what you get, because it's not going to be... Probably not a safe thing to Google.
No.
Yeah, right, we're out. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.